Hello, today we are going to learn aerial animals. In the last video, we learned about arboreal animals, aquatic animals, amphibians, etc. Now we are going to learn aerial animals. Animals that fly and spend most of the time in air are called aerial animals. Their hollow and lightweight bones, streamlined body and wings help them to fly. Most birds, except the flightless ones such as the ostrich and the penguin, are aerial animals. Also, the bat flies in the air but is not a bird, it is a mammal. Aerial animals means animals that fly and spend most of their time in air. They are called aerial animals. Their birds' hollow, lightweight bones, streamlined body, and the wing help them to fly. Most birds, except flightless birds, one such as ostrich and penguin, are aerial animals. The bat flies in the air, but it is not a bird, it is a mammal. Bat flies in the air, but it is a mammal, it is not a bird. Animals that fly spend most of their time in air. They are called aerial animals. In this picture, see kids here, find out, identify the flightless birds, write their names. The birds are flightless because they are more weight birds. Those birds are fly in sky. They have hollow, lightweight bones, streamlined body. But these birds are heavy birds. Means they have weight. Penguin, emu, ostrich, and kiwi. Penguin, flightless birds. Penguin, emu, ostrich, and kiwi. They all are flightless birds. Turn the page. Now see migration. Migration is the mass movement of animals and birds from one region or a habitat to another. In certain seasons, animals and birds migrate in order to breed, find food and avoid the extremely cold weather. Siberian cranes and the flamingos are migratory birds. These are the flamingos, migratory birds. Migration means mass momentum of animals, birds from one region to another, from one habitat to another. In certain seasons, animals and birds migrate in order to breed, find food, and avoid extremely cold conditions. Siberian cranes and the flamingos are migratory birds. Adaptation for food. Animals can also be classified on the basis of kinds of food they eat. They depend on their immediate environment for their food. Carnivores, omnivores, herbivores, and the different types adaptation that help them to get a food that they eat. Animals also classified on the basis of their kind of food they eat. Depend on their immediate environment for their food, such as carnivores, omnivores, herbivores have different types of adaptation that them to get the food that they eat. Understood, kids? Animals are classified on the basis of their food that they eat are herbivores, carnivores and omnivores. Now we'll see herbivores. Herbivores, animals that eat plants or their parts of their called the plant eating animals or herbivores. Animals that eat only plants and their parts of the plant are called the herbivores. Examples such as elephant, cows, horses, giraffe, goat, sheep and deer are the some example for herbivores. Their wide jaws and the sharp pointed teeth help them to cut the grass, and their flat grinding teeth at the back help them to chew the grass. Elephant, cow, horses, giraffes, goats have wide jaws and sharp pointed teeth to help them to cut the grass, and their flat grinding teeth at the back in their mouth, they help them to chew the grass. The trunk of the elephant, the long neck of the giraffes help them to break and they eat the leaves from the trees. The long neck of the giraffes and trunk of the elephant, they help them to break and eat the leaves from the trees. Squirrels have big strong teeth which help them to crack open hard seeds and nuts. Squirrels have big strong teeth which that teeth help them to crack open hard seeds and nuts. Now see carnivores. Animals that eat the flesh of the other animal are called the flesh-eating animals or carnivores. Tiger, lion and the foxes are some examples. Carnivorous animals have long sharp teeth, claws with the help of them to tear the flesh. They also have very strong legs which help them to catch the prey. Carnivores means animals that eat flesh of the other animals. Only they eat the flesh of the other animals. They are called the flesh-eating animals or carnivores, such as tiger, lion, fox, etc. And these animals have long, strong, sharp teeth, claws with the strong claws, sharp teeth also long, which help them to tear a flesh. They also have a very strong legs. Which they help them to catch the prey. Understood, kids? Now see snake. Snakes and carnivorous animals. Snakes are carnivorous animals. They use their scales to move fast on the ground. They are also able to swallow their prey fully. Snakes also carnivorous animal. They use their scales to move fast on the ground. They also able to swallow their prey fully. They don't cut their prey. They swallow their prey fully. Eagle and vulture are carnivorous birds. They have sharp claws and beak to catch their prey and tear its flesh. Eagle, vulture are carnivorous birds because they eat only flesh of the other animals. They have sharp claws and beak to catch the prey and tear its flesh. Now see omnivores. Omnivores, animals like a rat, monkeys, peacocks, cows feed on the plant as well as on animals. Therefore they called omnivores. Humans and the bear are also omnivorous animals. Omnivorous animals like a rat, monkey, peacock, crows feed on plants and as well as animals. They eat plants and plants product, parts of the plants. They eat flesh of the animals both. So they are called the omnivores. Human being, bears, monkeys, peacocks, rats, crows, etc. Hots. What is the food of chameleon, mosquito, a frog, and a hots? What is the food of a chameleon, mosquito, a frog, and a butterfly? Which body part do they use to get their food? It is a chameleon, mosquito, frog, and butterfly. Chameleon eat insects. Mosquito suck the blood of other animals. Frog eat insects and butterfly suck the nectar from the flowers. Chameleon use its tongue to catch his prey, insects, and mosquito use its body organ that is called the proboscis. Did you know that, kids, proboscis means what? Proboscis, butterflies, mosquito do not chew food. Butterfly and mosquito do not chew food like some other insects. They get all the nutrients they need by sipping nectar from flowers, sipping blood from animal body through their long tube-like appendage called the proboscis. They suck the nectar, blood from the other animal body and from the flowers using a long tube-like organ that is called the proboscis. And here frog use its long sticky tongue to catch his prey, insect. Understood, kids? Now we'll see adaptation for protection. Adaptation for protection. Animals always have a protect themselves from their enemies, bigger animals and the human beings. Their adaptation helps them to escape very quickly, therefore the predator can catch them. Some animals like a deer, zebra, ostrich have long, strong legs. Adaptation for protection. Animals always have to protect themselves from their enemies, bigger animals and the human beings. Adaptation helps them to escape very quickly from before the predator can catch them. Some animals like a deer, zebra, ostrich have long, strong legs to protect themselves. So now see activity. Visit a zoo and observe particularly those animals or birds that are very difficult to spot in their natural surrounding. Discuss in the class. You visit the nearby zoo and see particularly those animals. Observe particularly those animals that are very difficult to spot in their natural surrounding, and discuss with your parents, your brothers, sisters. Understood, kids? Now turn the page. Some animals are able to merge with their surroundings so well that it becomes difficult to spot them. Is known as the camouflage. Some animals are able to merge. Merge means to adapt that one surrounding, so as well as it's become difficult to spot out them. Merge means they looks like same to their surroundings. See in this picture, kids. Wall stick insects, it look like a stick only. And frog look like a greenish water color, because they merge with their surroundings. Owl, it looks like a trunk of the trees, because it merged with that surroundings to protect themselves. Katydid insect, it merged with a leaf. Its structure also leaf and color also just like a leaf color. It merged with its surroundings to protect itself. Grasshopper, it merged with a grass greeny leaves type. Understood, kids? Now we'll see, observe the animals in the picture below. This is the grasshopper. It's look like this is a grasshopper and this is a walking stick insects. It look like only stick. Frog, owl, katydid and grasshopper. These all insects, animals merge with their surroundings. A walking stick insects look almost like a twig. Frog, some owl and chameleon can change the color of their skin to match their surroundings to protect themselves from the enemies. The katydid insect look exactly like a leaf. The grasshopper merge well with the surroundings. The white fur polar bear match with the surrounding snow, making it difficult to spot it. The strip on the zebra and tiger make it very difficult to spot it easily in the forests. Some animals like tortoise and the snails have a hard shell on their bodies to protect themselves. Porcupines have spines, hence it becomes very difficult for the enemies to attack it. Some animals like rhinoceros, buffaloes use their horns for fighting. Animals, birds, insects, all animals some animals merge with their surroundings to protect themselves from enemies. Understood, kids? Now see, do you know flying squirrel has a small rodents? Flying squirrels are small rodents. They do not really fly. They glide from one tree to the other in a unique manner. Flying squirrels are able to glide for quite a long distance. Flying squirrels are small rodents. Flying squirrels are small rodents. They do not really fly. They glide from one tree to the other in a unique manner. Flying squirrels are able to glide for quite a long distance. Understood, kids? Here we stop the lesson. You read the whole lesson and write down all new words in your notebook. Understood, kids? Thank you for watching the video.